We are live. That's so nerve-wracking because I never know if it's videotaping when it says going live. So, I don't know. Okay, guys. Hey, I'm going to wait till more people get here so we can start talking. We are going to be announcing the winner of the Disney Showcase, and then I'm going to be talking a little bit about Africa and why I love Africa and my first experience there. So I'm going to wait for some more people, and then I will probably re-say that because now more people are coming. So good morning. It is Wednesday again, and I figured I would do a live video today because you can see that is just a portion right there behind me of stuff that I'm working on. That is the video from Monday. But the rest of this area has more stuff with sticky notes on it that I'm working on. So instead of like rushing to get another video up, hey guys, I wanted to do a live video so that I could put a lot of effort into some videos and tell you guys like why I'm working so hard on trying to get like batch videos shot for you guys, and probably going to be doing a little bit more live videos for you guys. Because I am going to Africa in June, and I wanted to share that. Hi, Linda. Hi, Andrea, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But it's morning time. We're drinking coffee out of my Buster Hug mug that I got at a Giants game. Hey, Tara. Hey. So we are going to be drinking coffee today, not tea, like I said last week. From snowy Maryland, right? MD is Maryland, right? Okay. I'm sorry. We are having a beautiful day today. I am good. I am great. Yay, Africa. Okay. So today I'm sorry I don't have a Walt Disney Wednesday, but Mondays, I've been incorporating Disney a lot into Mondays, so I've been trying to like make sure I'm covering both avenues. But we are having a beautiful day outside. It is gorgeous. I have the doors open, so if you hear anything, it's probably outside. But I wanted to announce the winner. Sometimes you guys say things that I cannot understand. Thank you. Okay, so the winner of the Disney Showcase from the first Wednesday of this month. Sorry, my hair is crazy. It is morning, but whatever. Okay, so the winner, this is how I did it, guys. I went through and I counted all the people who answered the questions, and then I took that number and I went to random.org and picked 3 numbers, and then I went and I read over those questions, and the one person out of the 3 that looked like they didn't just copy and paste the answers is who I chose. So the winner of it was Wendy Bagshaw. So if you are watching this right now, you can email us, and the link is down below in this video. It will be when it's done being live, and you guys can email us and we will get your box of goodies shipped out to you ASAP, and hopefully I'll be doing another Disney Showcase soon. Now we're going to talk about Africa and why I'm going to Africa and why I've been to Africa and what I get to do in Africa. Thank you guys. So I am ridiculously excited about going to Africa for this trip. No, I'm not going with Compel Ministries. That's what you meant. Okay. No, I am not. I'm going to talk about the ministry that I'm going with and why I'm going and what's different about this trip and what happened on my last trip and why I've always wanted to go back and all that good stuff. So I am going with an organization called Christ's Hope International, and what they do, you can actually find them on my sidebar on YouTube. They're not big on YouTube, but I've always kept them on my sidebar just because I like to support them. They work with AIDS infected and affected in Africa. So basically, any children whose parents have AIDS, or children that have AIDS, or parents that have AIDS, all of those all those people that they find become patients, and they also help them with healthcare and food and nutrition and getting on their feet and staying healthy and getting back into life and then helping other people. Hi, Stephanie. So, that is what the organization does. I have not gone to Israel. My husband's gone to Israel, and I'm super jealous. He had to go in his last year of seminary, and we actually have a ton of footage of it, and I've been meaning to put a video together, but there's just so much video, I don't even know where to begin because he's gone to so many places there when he was there. So that would be something that I would probably need his help putting that video together so that I could share his experience in Israel with you guys. But Africa, so I went to Africa 7 years ago, guys. I wanted to go back every year after I got back. I was like, I'm gonna come back every year and I wanna do this stuff. And I just really started realizing that God was really trying to focus on me here where I am and mold me and shape me, and really, like, I don't know, he had a lot of work to do on me. He really did. He definitely needed to teach me a lot of humility and how to serve right here in my own backyard before I could go back across the world and serve there. Hey from South Africa. So I am going to be going to Kenya, Kisumu, Kenya, which is where I was 7 years ago. So I'm going to share with you guys 3 pictures technically. So I sponsor 3 kids in Africa and I get to go meet them. I've met 2 of them and I get to meet one for the first time. And these are the 2 that I've met. This is Esther and Emmanuel, and I'm able to share their names with you guys. I'm gonna go do a couple more creative videos for fundraising and things like that later on, but I really just wanted to like introduce you to the whole story before I start really launching a couple Africa inspired videos. One of the things I get to do while I'm there this time that's different is I get to promote Christ Hope International on YouTube. So I get to shoot videos while I'm there, and we're gonna be doing some crafts with the kids that are there, and we're gonna be doing some crafts here with our kids here, and we're gonna be swapping some stuff. So 7 years ago, I met Esther and Emmanuel, and these pictures are probably about 3 or 4 years old. So they are about 4 years older than this, and this was a couple years after I had met them. So they were 3 and 7 at the time, and now they are 10 and 14, and I get to go see them. We send letters, we send things, they send letters to us. And the really cool thing about Christ Hope International is their goal is to take specific areas and get them sponsored by specific churches. So our church sponsors one care point specifically, and that means that the people from our church are all sponsoring these specific kids. And so when we go over there, we're meeting not only our own sponsored kids, but we're meeting kids that are our friends' sponsored kids. So it's really this interrelational type system that we get to not only just sponsor these children, but we get to meet them and send our friends to meet them and really have a relationship. One of the specific reasons I picked Esther was she's the same exact age as my oldest daughter. So they are now both 10, and one day I hope Landis can go with me to Africa and become friends with Esther, or vice versa. So Christ Hope International often sends kids from their groups to do different events and stuff in America, and they've got different things. So we've been super involved with their organization ever since I went. So I went in 2010, and then in 2011, Dustin went on a fundraising bike ride across the United States to raise funds for the organization. And then I've been wanting to go back, but I have not been able to go back. So I've been able to help with other trips that are going, whether it's fundraising or just praying for the people that are going. And there's only been actually 1 trip between my last trip and this trip that our church has been able to send. So I'm really excited that we're all getting to go again. But while I'm here, I'm gonna be prepping and shooting some videos of stuff that our kids are doing here. And then while I'm there, I'm gonna be shooting crafts and stuff that we do there, because I'm in charge of the VBS stuff that we're going to be doing with these kids. And one of the things I want to incorporate is how missionaries come from across the world to meet them. But realistically, we're not just going there to, basically they're not a project for us. Basically what we're doing is we're coming over to make friends, and now they have friends across the world. But realistically, it's when we go back to our area that we live in, we should be stronger, better people because we got to go meet such amazing friends, and they should be stronger, better people because they've gotten better friends to help them. So that's kind of the I just got here, what are you talking about? Okay, so recap if you just got here. I announced the winner in the beginning of this video for the last Disney showcase, and then now I'm talking about what I'll be doing in Africa in June and what I did in Africa when I was there 7 years ago, and how you guys can stay along for the journey or support me. And I'm not going into any like financial support right now. I'm not about that right this second with you guys. I'm more about getting you, Catherine says, ooh, what are you doing there? And afternoon from hot and sunny Florida. Hey guys. So I would encourage you to go back and watch this video if you do want to start this journey with me and see. Yes, I announced the winner in the beginning. You can go back and watch it once this goes live. Hunter just walked in, but he's kind of tired today. So, sorry, didn't mean to distract you. I said his name and he looked back up. Somebody on Millennial Moms made me really sad, and if you're here, I don't know, but somebody said Hunter is their least favorite part of Tuesdays, and it takes a lot for a hater to get to me, and I've never really been a dog person, and now I know what makes people tick about dogs. Like, why would Hunter be the least favorite part of Tuesdays? Like, if anything, I'm more annoying than Hunter. Anyways, okay. So, back to what we'll be doing. My goal is when I get there to teach these kids about integration from all over the world. Because like I said in the beginning, if you weren't here, when I went to Africa the first time, I was really not sure why I was going or what I was going to be doing. And whoever said that is not a happy person, I know, I felt so bad for them. I said, oh, I pity you because you don't like my dog. Anyways, so I went and I was like, okay, I'm a missionary. What does this even mean? I'm going to serve people in Africa. And thank you, I adore him too. Levetto, is that? Oh, love to dance. I get it. It's not Levetto. I was reading it like Demi Lovato. Okay, so anyway, so when I was there, I got sent back home. I'm not literally, they didn't like go, you got to go home. But when I went home, I was like, okay, now what? Like, what do I do now? And it took about 7 years for me to realize God needed me to go there so that I could be stronger here when I get here. Because little did I know, a lot of stuff was about to go down. So jealous of your journey. I will be praying for you. Hunter is a cute and can be in any video. Thank you, Leslie. And thank you for your prayer. And thank you. Don't be jealous of my journey, because honestly, like, I was jealous of a journey that I wanted to be on. I wanted to go to Africa so bad when I got back. I literally fought for about 3 years to try to get on a team that was going, and it just wasn't happening. And I was really kind of depressed about it. I just wanted to go back, and it really took a long time for me to realize, like, God is keeping me here. He has to work on me here. He has to get me used to certain things. I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know like what this next trip really entails, because you don't really know what God's next plan is for you, but he's got something up his sleeve, and I just have to go with it, because I've learned that if you don't, it's just a little bit harder when you resist, and it's so much better when you don't, and you become just a more acceptable, not acceptable, but like you just learn to accept God's will and go with it. So anyways, basically we're going to be getting to do God backwards is dog. They love unconditionally just like God does. How can people not love dogs? I know. Seriously though, I love my doggy. He's so lazy right now. Okay, so he's getting big, like real fast. And he used to run around our house, we have hardwood floors, like crazy. And now he literally like can't even stand up on them because he's grown so fast. I think his little paws used to be big paws and his body used to be little, and now his body's big and his feet are little, and he like can't hold himself up. How do you manage doing all these videos, doing a devoted pastor's wife, mama of 2, and doing so much for the Lord? By the way, saying something about your kids and my dog. I missed the very last part of that. Okay, so how do I manage being a mom of 2, doing all this stuff for God, and doing all my videos? So basically, 3 years ago, I planned to start making my videos a full-time job, and they were not income at all, but I knew that it was a business that I wanted to pursue. Yes, I am a pastor's wife. My husband is a pastor. He just graduated seminary, but he's been a pastor for a few years now, and that was a really big adjustment. I think that was one of those things that God was really trying to get me to be accepted. Still can't think of the word, to accept. I was really weary of the idea of being a pastor's wife. I even put a video up. I used to have a Pomeranian. I still have her. She lives with our in-laws, and they didn't steal her. We gave her to them for a little bit, and then we can't get her back because she's theirs now. But anyways, so I put a video up. It's still up on my channel about when I was kind of processing becoming a pastor's wife and not being very okay with it, I guess. I was kind of scared and weirded out by the idea, but now that I've been one for a few years, I'm like, okay, everybody who says they love God should put themselves in a position where they feel like a pastor. You are called to make disciples of everyone and be a pastor of all, and just because you have a title and your job is pastor doesn't make you any different. I'm not gonna say better, because honestly, definitely not better, but definitely doesn't make you any different. Your just job title is different. It's breaking up. Is it breaking up for everyone, or is it just, it says bad connection? Dang it, it says bad connection on my end too. Let me see. Let me turn off Wi-Fi. Bad connection. Okay, so are we back? Is that going to be 2 videos or just 1 video? It's still a bad connection. Oh, it's much better? Is it better? It's still saying bad connection on my end. Brandy said it's much better. Better, says Susan. Yep. Okay, so I'll keep going even though it says bad connection. So feel free to ask any questions too along this way. I'm just kind of introducing you guys into this and throwing you into it. For anyone who wants to follow the Africa journey, I'm just going to try to cover as much as I can. Hey, new people who are coming in. Now it's not telling me how many people are here because it's just saying bad connection. Okay, so I don't even know where we were. We were talking about, okay, I'll see you later, Catherine. Hey, Jessica. So you guys must have gotten another notification that I'm live again since I rebooted or whatever. But so to recap, I'm going to Africa. I announced the winner, and I'm talking about what I did in Africa and what I'm going to be doing in Africa. So we are going to be doing a lot of cool stuff when we are there. Lots of different stuff than we did, but basically, so have you bought a kit for mosquitoes and such? So no, basically you just wear a lot of bug spray and you sleep under a mosquito net, and that pretty much keeps you safe. Yeah, so that's about it. You still have to get a few shots, and technically I don't have to get any because I got them 7 years ago, and a lot of them last that long, so I don't have to get any. But yeah. So when I was there, I'm going to tell you guys a story and why I know God really has been working through my family. Yes, I announced the Disney giveaway winner. I'll just say it again really quick. It's Wendy Bagshaw. So you guys can see how I did it in the beginning. But Wendy Bagshaw is the winner. I'll just say that randomly throughout in case she comes or everyone just wants to know. So anyways, we were there, and this is Esther and Emmanuel, and they're 2 of my 3 sponsored kids, the ones that I've gotten to meet. While we were there, I met Esther, and she was this tiniest, cutest little sweet pumpkin piece of pie. I just wanted to eat her up. She was so cute. And she had this little hat on, and she was so cute. And I went up to talk to her, and she was so shy. She did not want to talk to me. And then I started playing football, which is soccer in America, with Emmanuel, not knowing that they were brother and sister. And we played like all day. He would not let me stop playing football with him. And we played and we played and we played. And then when it was time to go home, we did a lot of other stuff too, but when it was time to go home, we jumped into a matatu, which is just like a bus, a little like van, and we started driving these kids to their little villages. And Esther got put on my lap, and I wasn't homesick, but my kids were at home at the time. They were 1 and 3. Crazy, I know, but my 3-year-old was her age, and she was sitting on my lap, and I was just kind of hugging her, and I was like, man, I miss my daughter, but I was really loving the time that I was getting to spend with her. And by the end of the ride, she had fallen asleep on my lap, and it was just like the sweetest moment of the entire trip. And when we got to the little village, still not knowing that they were brother and sister, he picks her up off of my lap, slings her over his shoulder, and walks down this path to go home. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what a good big brother, first of all. Second of all, how sweet is that? And third of all, like, I don't ever want to go another day of my life not thinking about these kids and the things that they're going through. So when I got back for debrief, I was talking about these kids and just a couple of the, who do you sponsor them through? Christ Hope International. So in the beginning of this video, I talked about the organization I'm going with. So if you want to go back and watch that, and what they do and why they exist in all over Africa. So they exist all over Africa. Keep that in mind when the next part of the story goes. So all over Africa is Christ Hope International. Hundreds of kids, hundreds of patients that they're helping with AIDS, or the kids don't necessarily have AIDS. They might be affected by AIDS rather than infected, meaning that their parents have either passed from it or they have it and they're living with it, and Christ Hope is helping them live with it by giving them proper nutrition and medication. So I made a really big connection with these 2 kids specifically, and then that was before they started their sponsor program. And then they came to our church and asked, what care point do you guys want to sponsor? And I said, well, we all agreed we wanted to sponsor the one that we had all gone to. And so when they started asking for people to sponsor kids, of course I was like, Esther and Emmanuel. I'm jumping a little ahead. So like I said in the beginning, Dustin went for a ride the next year after I got back from Africa. He went on the Ride for Hope, which is a ride across the United States. He had never ridden a bike professionally or anything. Like, he'd never been a biker. He was just like, I want to do it. I want to raise money for Christ Hope. I want to raise awareness. And he started training, but he was really busy, so he didn't start to train very well. And he wanted to give up. And then Christ Hope sent out kids to inspire them to keep riding and keep training. And we opened the letter, and Esther's picture was in there. And I sent an email to the director of Christ Hope, and I said, haha, thank you so much, because he knew my story with Esther. He knew my heart for Esther and Emmanuel. And I said, thank you so much for sending Dustin Esther. That was so cute, so sweet of you to think of me and send Esther to Dustin. And he said, I'm not in charge of sending letters to the Ride for Hope people. And there were only like 8 Ride for Hope people. Hundreds of kids that got sent out, that could have gotten sent out. And for some reason, Esther was sent to Dustin. And I thought it was just because I loved Esther, but realistically, it was God working through this whole thing to keep us and our lives integrated into Africa for now another trip that I'll be going on. So then that was just crazy. Then when the sponsors came out about 2 years later, I said, I want Esther and Emmanuel. I'm going to sponsor them. And then we've added on one more because I know he wanted Esther to be with Dustin like you were with her. Exactly. And he also he needed a big wake-up call for Dustin to keep up with the ride. He literally, like, that day was going to say, I can't do this. I have not trained enough. I am going to just stop. Maybe I'll go on support ride, but I can't ride. And we literally opened the letter that day when he wanted to give up with Esther's face on it. So it was like, he knew. He was like, I can't not ride now. This is the baby that my wife fell in love with while she was there. And Esther is kind of like a metaphor for all the kids that are there. I have a personal connection with Esther and Emmanuel and our other sponsored child, but like realistically, like they have been just a tool to help me. I know, goosebumps, amazing. They have been a tool to help me keep my heart and my mind focused on what God really wants me to do. Meaning, he really had to like force me to stay, because so many times I wanted to just go and I couldn't, and I wasn't able to. And now he told me to go this year, and I was like, what? I'm not going to Africa this year. Like, it's been 7 years. I've gotten used to you saying no. I'm not going. And then he was like, nope, you're going. And you're going to use YouTube that I've been building with you. So the last 3 years, somebody asked a while ago in this video, how do I manage to do all of this? Be a wife, be a mom, do this journey, and YouTube. Basically, YouTube is my career. So if you have a job, YouTube is my job. I, 3 years ago, devoted it to being my job. I told Dustin, I'm going to be putting a lot of time and effort into this YouTube thing. Just bear with it. It's going to pay off. It's worth it. I spent the last 3 years researching and doing things and putting time and effort into you guys, and it's been nothing but a blessing. But all throughout that, I was praying. A prayer that I learned when I went to Africa was, if it's not your will, God, make it impossible for it to succeed. And if it is your will, make it impossible for it not to succeed. And I started praying that through YouTube and thinking, because for a lot of times I was feeling selfish because YouTube is so fun and it's such a big passion for me. I was feeling like I was being selfish by crafting all day and putting videos on the internet. So I was constantly praying like, God, is this right? Like, shouldn't I be like out doing something else or something that's making money like right now? And he kept reassuring me, and whenever I would pray that, like something would fall on my plate that was a blessing. Like not a blessing, because there's a lot of different things that are blessing, good and bad, but things would affirm that it was the thing that I should have been doing at the time. So Cricut is one of them. One of the times when I was like, I don't know if this is something that I should be doing, and I put in a request to be a Cricut, like just have Cricut in my video one time, like 4 months prior to that, and then out of nowhere they emailed me and were like, we want you to work with us. And I was like, okay, that's one of those affirming things. And so I have been putting a lot of time into YouTube. YouTube is my career. So if you have a job, think about it like that. That is like my job. I also do that when my kids are in school. And I also only work on YouTube videos Monday through Wednesday while they're in school, so that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I can focus on house stuff and keeping my kids family oriented and being with them. Being a pastor's wife is really easy, honestly. My husband's job is amazing. My kids get to go to work with him if they need to. He literally has an amazing flexible schedule where he works mornings and nights, and we have a lot of night programs, so he's at church at night, so during the day he can help with a lot of stuff. It's very flexible, and that has been a huge help as well. And then with going to Africa and things like that, I can't say that I have time for that. If God's calling me to go, then there will be time for it. And one of the things that you learn when you get really into your faith and deeper into God's will is knowing that he's never going to call you to something that's going to make you have to compromise something that's important to him, which family is important to him. Speaking of school, I get to go back to my schoolwork. Sorry. Okay, so just watch this video later if you even care. If not, don't worry about it. This is really just for anyone who wants to follow along with this journey with me, and there's going to be some really cool videos that I'm going to be promoting Christ Hope International. So it will fall into place if it's the Lord's will. Yes, it will. And a lot of the times we get in the way. I'll be in Africa for 2 weeks this time. Last time I was there for 3 weeks. So it's really seems like not even a big deal to go for 2 weeks now, especially because my kids are older, and it's almost going to be like I get a breather. But when they were babies, it was really hard to follow that call, but there was another couple who went, both of them went and left 3 kids at home, and I just knew, like, when God calls us, we gotta go. And really, there's a lot of, like, stuff that goes on when you commit to something that big, but that would be something I might go into another time. So I'm gonna do another live video. Will we get to see Esther and Emmanuel while they're there? Yes, you will. You will get to see them. They will be helping out with some crafts, and we will be doing some, we won't be talking a lot about like their story specifically, but you'll definitely get to see them. And I got the go ahead to be able to share names and stuff like that with you guys. So I'm really excited. And if you guys are interested, if you go to a church and they're interested in maybe picking up a care point so that your church can sponsor like an entire care point like our church does, just you guys can let me know and we'll figure out a way to get in touch about it. And it's just a really cool program because, like I said, it's a lot more relational. Programs like World Vision and stuff like that are amazing as well. We used to have a World Vision child until we moved over to Christ Hope International's children. But this is just so much more personal because they really thrive to have like friendships and build those core relationships, not just be like, oh, we're sending you over there to help Africa kids and then leave and you're a saint and you're perfect and you're great for doing what you did. No, it's not like that. It's about being friends with these families and these kids and being a support system for them to pray. They pray for us. In a lot of their letters, they're like, I've been praying for you. And that's so awesome because it's like, good for you for realizing like you are where God has you and he's calling you to pray for me just like I'm praying for you. Like none of us are better because I live in a house and you live in a village. You know, like it just really bridges those gaps. Thank you. I guess he is working through me, but it's just with when someone said the Lord's really working through you. And I've been really trying to let him work through me. I guess I'll put it that way. Thank you so much. So I'm going to let you guys go. This was a really long live video, but it was really important for me to share this with you guys before I just throw videos up that are about Africa. And I'll start doing some more live videos, crafting live videos, and some live videos just specifically about Africa so that you guys can follow that journey. We stay in Kisumu, Kenya, and yeah, so that it's just a really little remote village town, and it's very high AIDS population. About 55% of the people there have AIDS, and a lot of people don't know that they have AIDS. Just check out the website. These kids are beautiful. Such a horrible disease that affects the babies. Go and be salt and light to the world. Thank you. So one of the things, though, is I'm bringing you guys along with me on this journey. I want you guys to be salt and light to the world as well. So anything that you guys can pray for me or help me through, I'm going to try to be as transparent as possible with you guys through this entire thing. One thing I know about these types of trips is spiritual battles start like crazy. So I will be sharing a lot of those with you guys and encouraging you guys to just kind of think like, is God calling me somewhere, or is God calling me to do something right here where I am? The last 3 months has been incredibly, incredibly hard for my family, and God's really been focusing on how I can be serving here in this moment and helping my family get through stuff. So thank you. God will make me strong. And yeah, I just have to have faith and just go with it. And yeah, so I love you guys. I will talk to you guys later about this subject, and it will be long live videos if they're Africa videos. So thank you, Brandy, for keeping me in your prayers. And I love you guys. So I'll talk to you guys later, and thanks for sticking around for this really long video. Okay, watch it later. Thank you. And I hope that little middle part where it was all like choppy kind of comes together. I don't know how that works with live videos, but I'm sorry that happened. All right, guys. Love you guys. Have a good Wednesday, and I'll see you guys possibly this week with another video.